Hello. Today is a holiday. Yeah, I have my long holiday. 我呢有個3日假嘅，因為我自己攞咗3日假。個假期係點樣解呢？因為我本身做嘢嗰個地方係放鬆啲啊嘛，係咪？嗰個地方係放鬆啲做嘢，所以我又唔痛，可以攞多一日假嘅。咁嗰個假期呢，我解咗係 annual leave， 係放大假嘅。咁我同大家分享今日呢，我又想同大家分享。Today actually I have some talk with someone that is special. Yes, it's a local teacher from the university, and she is handling from the law student. So regarding this method, also at the same time, there is a case. This early morning I got a call that's one of my friend, our Indonesian domestic helpers fellow, was sick and diagnosed cervical cancer stadium 4。咁呢個人嘅姐姐病咗，佢係癌病，係個 cervix。佢我唔知道發生咗咩事，但係呢今朝早，因為我朋友打返俾我，佢已經喺咗機場嗰度陪佢要飛返印尼。但係呢個情況呢，嗰個姐姐佢本身好唔妥，同埋佢本身未有力係要飛返印尼嘅。咁呢個我相信好多老闆有啲溝通同個公司公營公司，但係呢，你哋做老闆如果你態度或者見到你個工人咁樣個情況係點樣呢？第一，如果佢呢個工人病咗未病都好，如果醫得嘅話，係一定係香港醫翻佢，醫咗之後先可以慢慢。如果佢想婚姻你都可以。但係咧，你哋唔可以炒咗佢。如果老闆炒咗佢係犯法，呢啲係香港個法律嘅，喺個合同嗰度都係有寫咗，係唔可以炒咗你個工人。如果佢真係病咗，除非佢係辭職，但係咧。你度係要提翻清楚地，問翻啲議員或者嗰個醫生，可唔可以咧？佢翻印尼個情況係點樣啊？如果佢搭飛機，仲有如果你哋真係安排咗佢要翻印尼，係姐姐要翻印尼，你都係要同領事館聯絡。係一定要同領事館要聯絡噶，印尼領事館。仲有我想同所有啲僱主喺香港話俾大家聽，我哋係印尼，可能係複雜啲嘅。咁可唔可以溝通下同我哋印尼領事館？可能我哋印尼領事館呢係個 response 唔係好快。 但係咧都係一定要 report。You have to take the action first is if the helper diagnose having a signal. First at all, you make sure that she has to be admitted and get treatment in Hong Kong as long as could be treated. Whatever. As long as she still have employment contract, it means under employment contract, employer should to be responsible to the helpers. Whatever the situation. 呢個係老闆個責任。如果你哋做老闆不負責任，係咪仲叫嘢你哋係人？This is not only about the helpers and the employers or about the employment contract, no, but also about the humanity. 我即係講緊良心，係咪？如果呢個工人幫咗你好多年，突然間佢係病咗，跟住你又炒咗佢，你個良心喺邊啊？損害你唔炒咗佢，跟住你又覺得，我覺得好煩啊！我稱罪因你係叫佢幫我㗎，我唔係照顧緊佢㗎。但係病咗冇人要㗎。If we could avoid it, we would like to avoid it. But sometimes, certain point, we could not avoid it. And so, that's why in our regulation for Indonesian government itself, before renewing your contract, before entering the contract, or before approval your employment contract, it should to be taken an action medical report before they approve your employment contract. 所以咧呢個係規矩，我哋個印尼領事館咧未入做呢個合約之前啊，本身我哋做工人係一定要做驗身。點解要做驗身？但係知道呢個姐姐個身體喺未情況嗰個 health situation, health status is needed and necessary to do it so. It's not only because of the health of your helpers itself, also for beyond to buy the insurance policy, which is sweeter. And under the employment contract, that's the employer should to be responsibility on the medical costs, whatever, even on the personal injuries. As long as you still have an employment contract, employer should to be responsible for the treatment and the payment medical costs. That's why we suggest you to buy the insurance policy, even maybe a bit at a higher level. 點解？我上次同 Miss Cloris 咧係講緊係你個保險買咗俾你個工人，你冇慳，你慳少少，點解要慳1蚊2蚊？你如果加咗1蚊2蚊每日，但係咧本身係幫助老闆，唔係幫助我哋㗎。因為本身你哋都係知道，保險係預防萬一，又未發生嘅事嘅話，如果你個姐姐突然間撞咗邪啊，或者佢早近夜嗰陣時佢又係跌殘啦，入咗醫院啦， 呢啲個個都係唔想要噶。如果呢個情況咁樣，你係需要翻呢個保險公司幫你哋係點樣搞翻呢啲啦。How to claim? You have to ask your agency in the policy insurance itself, and you have to build your communication with your agency staff. But you also have to remember, once your helper admitted to the hospital or being hospitalized, you should report to Indonesian consulate immediately, whatever the situation is. Because we are here under provision of our consulate, under the protection of our consulate, because we are Indonesian helper. 同埋呢，如果你哋做老闆冇心係咪？你唔用心睇，你真係用呢個諗法，係因為我俾咗錢搞掂晒啦，咁係你邊度有錢大晒啦，係咪？係咪啊？你覺得如果你俾咗錢之後俾佢走，好安樂，係咪？你自己覺得好開心啊！見到人哋咁樣咁慘，佢坐輪椅，你乜嘢都係唔溝通同人哋領事館，你真係溝通同公司，但係個公司本身佢唔知道，唔係個 staff 都係知道嘅。You have to know who you are dealing for. If you communicate with the wrong person, that you will get wrong procedure. And for the procedure, when your helpers at that time she still undergo the medication or the hospitalized, you have to make sure she has been reported to the Indonesian consulate, and you have to make sure that you already contacted to the family in Indonesia. Make sure that is someone assist her when or pick her up in Indonesia, because she could not stand herself. 因為如果你咁樣做法，你覺得好啱，因為你係居主，我都係 agree with you， 因為你係居主啊嘛，你俾錢，梗係你覺得你自己啱啊嘛，係咪？但係咧，你如果睇返，你如果企喺呢個工人嗰邊，佢係香港一個人。可能佢已經病咗到佢唔想話俾你聽，因為佢好驚俾人炒咗，到最尾都係俾人炒咗，係點啊？有冇選擇啊？因你病咗根本係咪真係冇選擇啊？喺香港本身已經好㗎啦，乜嘢都可以。俾你時間移翻嘅。如果佢真係可以移翻，等佢慢慢移翻佢。但如果佢真係想翻印尼咧，等佢又轉翻佢個有夠力先。佢 if she after she got the strength and then she got enough courage to go back and know how to take care of herself, why don't you? I'm not asking for any mercy on anything, but I just speaking about a humanity, about a human being, as not only beyond employment contract, it's not only beyond of the employer and the helper itself, but this is about the human being. If you give her another week around, that's another a few days around or few weeks around, let her gain more strength, at least she could manage herself and until she could manage to the Indonesian the airport and make sure the family also already know her state. This is maybe not bad. 咁嗰個公用公司都係我相信嗰邊有個如果關係印尼姐姐，我都相信有個印尼 staff 嘅。咁如果咁啱咧，呢個個 customer 唔係負責就係印尼嗰個 staff。It's not by Indonesian staff for the agency. I do hope you also could be cooperate well with your Indonesian staff, because most likely who understood well about the procedure of Indonesian government is only Indonesian people. Am I right? If you are working in agency as a staff, as a sales, as whatever your post, or marketing, or whatever your post, if you are regarding the method about the Indonesian helper, would you mind if you ask to our Indonesian consulate first, or at least you consult to them what thing to do, what thing to prepare before the helpers leave, because this is not only about administrative problem, but we should understand now during the COVID-19 is not the same as like normal. When going back to our own country, this is easy after in our own country, but not in Hong Kong, right? Why don't we try to touch our heart, ask ourselves, being good, it's not only just you're good, but do it with your heart. 我即係問返，如果嗰個工人係你，你係會點樣？你係會點樣？有冇諗過佢個困難？有冇諗過啊？ I'm not trying to twist the fact or everything here. I just would like to share a piece of mind here when you are abroad and you maybe your daughter alone in abroad and suddenly get sick, nobody take care, she has to settle by her own, and you are as a parent in Hong Kong, how do you feel? How it's, or you would like to fly over and take care of her, and maybe at the sudden moment that's your daughter or your child in abroad then get accident, how do you feel? It's a pain, and you could not do nothing while you stay in Hong Kong because of the break out of the COVID-19. You could not do anything. You could not fly over immediately. How do you feel? It's only pain and crying. It's the same the situation to the helpers. Once maybe get diagnosed, she own self also gets shocked because no one would like to get sick. No one. But again, life, sick, and death, there is unavoidable, but maybe sickness could prevent, but again, at a certain point, we also only the matter of time that's waiting for the deadline. Everybody does. 嗰個都係會生死病咗。呢啲冇人要嘅，但係呢，生活係咁噶啦。幾時你病咗？如果你真係知道幾時走嗰陣時呢，你驚噶係咪？ If we know the deadline, we get scared of it, but nobody knows. When the time ups, nobody knows. Why don't now we still have a time try to do something good and make things better for everyone? Why not? Come on, this is a call. Humanity, come on, wake up. This is not about you and me. This is not about anyone's priority, but this is about the humanity. This is about the feeling, the sense of human to human, person to person. Stop of the employment contract first under the circumstance. But again, of course, we still have to follow the procedure on the underemployment contract as we knew it in Hong Kong. That's under our employment ordinance. Employer should not allow to detach the helpers. It's because she get diagnosed sick, whatever the sickness. And this is the rule. 呢個法例呢，本身喺香港好清楚，我相信到所有啲僱主係明白噶嘛，係咪？我相信都係明白噶啦，睇翻嗰個合同睇晒啦，未簽約之前都一定睇晒，係咪？算係咪睇晒？我都係相信嗰個僱用公司有個解釋過嘅，但係呢。入唔入到意，聽唔聽得到，收唔收得到，係你自己嘅事，係你自己嘅問題，係一樣道理。如果你見到人哋好慘，你仲炒佢，你唔理佢，如果調翻轉頭係你嗰陣時，係會點啊？喊啊，喊冇用啊，係咪？What we have to find is try to solve the problem. And where is the problem? The problem that's your hearts. Open your mind, open your hearts. Try to be wiser. Try to be much mature to face the problem. Admit yourself. Accept it. You are human. You are not robot. You have the feeling on it. You have a sense of feeling. Breakthrough on this. Come on. This is not only employer. What kind of level, your status level, is none of it. It doesn't make you better of person than you treat people like this. No. 係咪？咁喺第一時間係要做乜嘢？如果我工人病咗，第一你要睇翻清楚佢係咪病。第二，問翻醫生可以做啲乜嘢幫到佢。第三，如果可以移翻佢係移翻喺香港，因為喺香港所有啲姐姐、所有啲工人，如果佢有個身份證同埋佢有個簽證，佢仲可以係醫院入做嗰個政府個醫院移翻嘅。第四次，如果佢真係冇辦法入咗醫院係 ICU 啊 hospitalize 乜嘢都係，你係需要同呢個公用公司溝通下，同埋印尼領事館溝通下，係要即時講個情況係點樣，冇等一陣間佢已經好慘嗰陣時先嚟喐手㗎。咁你已經買咗個保險。我哋做乜嘢？你要諗翻清楚啊！因為有啲㗎係出邊嗰啲個僱主佢諗咁樣㗎，我點解要買保險俾工人啊？佢係邊個啊？佢係邊位啊？我點解買到咁貴啊？本身你買咗俾呢個工人，本身係你自己用㗎，係老闆用㗎。點解啊？如果以防萬一你個姐姐或者你個工人病咗入咗醫院，你仲有保險喺嗰度幫你手。係咪賠翻你個錢 is your burden for the payment medical costs. It depends which plan you choose to buy the insurance policy for your helpers. But I guess and I suggest that you have to think of it that when you bought the insurance policy, it should be benefit for yourself. It's benefit for the employer side. It's not for the helper side. And this is also the rule and the regulation from Hong Kong. But again, to break through on this, we also have to think about we are here human. We are the same level. Even in Hong Kong itself, as long as your helpers having a legal employment contract, still having the working visa on, she still has the right to enjoy the subsidized medication. Yeah, she has. Why don't you let her have? Instead of you send her home? Why? I think do small thing that's being a great impact is much better rather than being selfish and to keep your level just because you think you are way better than us. So, 講真，係咪？真係呢個工人可能病咗，如果真係可以移翻，唔該你個僱主俾佢機會喺香港移翻佢，俾佢時間慢慢移翻佢。咁如果真係呢個工人係，梗係啦，因為佢本身病咗嘛，病緊，梗係佢都係諗起咗掛住佢自己嗰個人啦，係咪？佢都係想翻屋企見下自己屋企人，可能係嗰邊咧令到佢安心啲，有嘅。但係咧，你要係慢慢氹翻佢。等姐姐，你可以翻屋企，你可以翻一年，我都明白嘅。但係可唔可以咧？等你自己可以好翻啲少少啊！等你自己冇一陣間，你可以你翻到印尼咧又冇咁嚴重啊？係咪？咁而家因為我有嘅幾個月咧，有一個印尼姐姐，佢個腎有問題。Yes, her kidney having a problem and been diagnosed and asked her to stay in hospital for a few days. But the helpers feel bad and feel guilty to the employer because the employers treat her very good. Even the employers try to convince her to stay for the medication until she's being cured and having a strength to come back. She's insist to come back actually, but I myself, when she told me, she sent me a picture, I told her that please you stay for a while. You have to pull yourself up together to fight and try to keep strong on yourself. Your employer still give you an opportunity to have a treatment in Hong Kong, so just take it and enjoy your time to heal yourself and to treat your sickness. Why not? You know, think how long I have to convince her that nothing wrong when you get sick. Nothing wrong when you have to go to hospital. It's normal. It's normal. Again, 係正常㗎，因你病咗係正常㗎，生係咪？死病係正常㗎，係最唔正常，你接受唔到事實，呢度先係唔正常。再問翻自己，係咪？如果真係正常人，係冇問題㗎，病咗咪醫翻佢，係咪？點解係要買保險？係咁樣啦。但係咧，又係出邊個僱主好多咧，佢係要買保險都係好懶啊，閒啲，佢買再平嗰啲。但係咧，點知道發生咩事？如果真係好似頭先我講咗以方萬日，呢個姐姐出咗事，你都係要出錢㗎。 呢度係要責任啊嘛，係咪？你唔可以放手。You just could not have simplified that I don't care. This is none of my business. No, this is totally your business and totally your responsibility as an employer. So, did you remember why you are hiring a helper? Please know your right and your responsibility as employer. And again, good employer is not only whom following the employment ordinance and obeyed it, but also someone who having a good heart, seeing someone as the same as them, as a human, kind and human being. It's not only just beyond of the formally under employment contract only. No, again, our working environment, our working profession is not only about the professional, it's not only about the skills, but also about the bonding and the trust. Because we are living one roof, staying together at the same roof. 因為我哋住埋一齊，本身你個工人唔係淨係照顧得一個，你個工人係照顧得所有啲嘢係你個屋企，唔係淨係負責你得一個。你要明白呢個道理。佢得一個人，兩隻手、兩隻腳、一個口、兩隻眼睛，佢行到幾多？係咪？佢身體係需要補翻，所以咧，成日我同你哋溝通下，同你哋講下，比起搞遊戲，搞啲嗰個食物咧，唔係淨係搞飽，但係咧 ，you have to try take attention on the nutrition itself for your helpers because the nutrition intake to the body and the vitamin or whatever that will be put strong immune for them. 但係咧，我都知道有啲咧嗰個病咗唔係淨係壞咗佢龜啊，或者壞咗食物啊。I agree that some maybe from the sickness, maybe from the genetic itself, from the parents' side or from the family, the history, all this kind of thing. So as unpreventable and maybe some certain age that will be affected or destroyed after the age, the old age, maybe around 40 or something. Maybe they are having this kind of disease earlier that's maybe undetectable, just like HIV, kidney, and heart problem, leukemia, cervix. All this kind of thing we need to do some all the diagnose early stage. And when maybe your helper complaining or maybe telling you there's something wrong with their body, why don't you suggest them to have a body check? This is much better. If you suggest them having a body check and early stage, knowing early stage, that's much better to handle. 因為今日咧，嗰個姐姐，我再問翻佢，本身係佢個清火係咩意思啊？佢咧有個 cervix stage 4，係咪？咁已經佢自己都唔夠力，佢自己孭住個自己個身都唔夠力嘅。但係咧，點解佢係要婚姻你？係咪真係佢要婚姻你咧？定係你必要佢趕住佢婚姻你咧？係你自己知嘅，係咪？講真心話，點解你唔可以做好啲少少啲嘢，留翻你個愛心 俾其他人留返你個愛心俾你個工人，係咪好過分啊，老細？係咪好過分啊？因為本身我哋印尼姐姐多數佢係表達唔到，多數佢係有啲尷尬嘅，係想同你哋講，佢好驚。點解講坦白同你哋驚要佢有病呢？梗係佢唔想俾你炒魷魚啊！因為你係做老闆，做乜嘢都可以，因為你係老闆。你係俾咗錢我哋，係要做嘢，係啱冇錯。但係咧，如果講緊愛心，係睇唔到你係邊個，係咪？睇唔到係你個 level status 係乜嘢，唔需要呢啲，因為愛心係睇翻你個心入邊，唔係喺你個眼睛嘅。呢個睇法，呢個諗法，你可以轉翻佢。你試下你企喺呢個工人個嗰邊，會令到呢個睇法轉晒啊，係咪？好啦，咁夜啦，係咪？聽日都係要返工，係嘛？我真係想同僱主講，如果真係呢個姐姐病咗，可唔可以提返呢個心入邊？留翻呢個愛心，跟住俾個姐姐機會，等佢醫翻佢個病，好冇？係呀，好啦，早唞。